Guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Space channel in Malaysia. A cyclonic climate Cometh as Mattel Creations reveals the official pre-order details and images of the incoming exclusive MOTU Origins Cyclone action figure. And this guy's coming in deluxe packaging in a special collector's edition box that just looks freaking amazing. Two things that I have to highlight here. All right, first of all, based on the listing that's available here on the website, there's no indication that there's going to be any issues with international shipping this time around. So I guess they've sorted out all of their problems. Okay, we're not going to have any more issues with fans from all across the world being able to order this thing from the Mattel Creations website. Fingers crossed. I'm guessing that's what it is. And that's great news because for a while there, I kind of thought that we'd have to rely on Cyclonic winds to deliver this thing to us all the way out here in Malaysia. Hell no, I don't want that. Okay, so great news that this thing's probably sorted. The next piece of news that probably got me really stunned was the price point on this. It's listed at 25 USD. And I was looking at this thing, I was like, holy shit, that's pretty cheap. Okay, for what it is, for what it looks like, for everything that it comes with. And bear in mind, there's a deluxe figure. I thought that this thing was pretty cheap, okay, because they could have gone 30, 35. They could have gone really massive with 40 bucks, something like what they did with Mossman. I guess they're never going to do that again because Mossman, as far as I know, is just littering shelves, okay, all across America. All right, so I guess they're not going to go with that price point ever again for something like this. And given the fact that action figures these days just cost way too damn much, $25 on something like this is pretty much a steal deal. Cyclone, the heroic, fist-flinging tornado. Cyclone is a character that's just about as silly as it gets with MOTU, right? But he's a long-awaited, much-requested figure and a long-awaited update for Origins. This guy comes in some really eye-catching packaging box artwork. And this one depicts Cyclone in full-on combat with an entire arsenal of horde troopers led by Hordak himself. And in the background there, you get the branches, okay, of the Fright Zone playset. Okay, this is a pretty huge hint, all right? Already the second one that we're seeing here, because in the leaked images of the Extenda packaging artwork, there were signs of the Fright Zone being there as well. And this whole setup here, right here, okay, this whole box, the window box packaging, this collector edition set, just looks really nice, okay, from all angles. It just looks fantastic. On the back of the box, we get another lavish action spread depicting Cyclone in combat within the heart of the Fright Zone. Joining him is his comrade, Mossman. Mossman, no doubt, making a cameo appearance here, probably to remind everyone that he was the last single-pack deluxe MOTU Origins figure that came in a collector's edition box, right? But he was a failure, right, by a lot of standards. So he's here to remind you guys that do not let the same thing happen to his buddy Cyclone. Now Cyclone here is seen squaring off against the Fright Zone colossal snake monster while Hordak himself looks on. The depiction of the Fright Zone snake here just looks freaking terrifying, vastly unlike his actual rubber toy from the vintage line, all right? But look, they're pushing the hints on the Fright Zone playset here pretty hard, okay? I gotta say, pretty hard. And most likely, they're planning to debut something like this pretty soon. Never mind that the Fright Zone lost out to the Snake Lair playset at the most recent MOTU Fans' Choice Awards from a few months ago. Never mind all that, because we all knew that if they were going to continue with the Origins line, then definitely the Fright Zone was a possibility somewhere down the road. But, you know, after having just received Eternia, I think that, you know, it would be good if they just pump the brakes on that for a bit. We also get a sneak preview of the mini comic that comes with this set, titled The Fog of War. Have you noticed how recently, as of the announcement for RawCon, they started to also put out the teaser images of the mini comics together with the pre-orders? They started to put out these teaser images early as well. And on top of that, we also get previews of the interior pages. Usually in the past, all of these details would be guarded with an insane level of security. We wouldn't know anything until the actual products were released and in our hands. But now, they're sharing the information out early, and I think that's great. Now, this version of Cyclone comes packed with a lot of stuff, right? Maybe more stuff than he actually requires. Definitely more stuff than we would have expected, I think, for a release like this. The original Cyclone figure from the 80s was on a single basic card. It wasn't a deluxe figure or anything like that. I guess we would have expected this to be released in the same way as well. You look at recent releases like Rock On, it was on a single basic card, and also based off the leaked images of Extender, he's also coming to us on a single basic MOTU card. Okay, nothing deluxe about any of these releases. What is it that makes Cyclone selected for a collector's edition? Now, given the fact that all of these vintage style MOTU Origins characters are now coming out exclusively only through Mattel Creations, I just wondered to myself, how are they selecting the figures that are meant to be basic figures based off their original 80s versions, and which are the figures that they decide to throw in so much stuff together with them that they make them deluxes. Okay, you can argue that Rock On and Extender should also deserve the collector's edition treatment because technically they have a lot of new tooling added to them. They have special features as well. You could have thrown in extra stuff with these figures, no doubt. But what is it that makes Cyclone stand out for this treatment? If you're building up a modern day updated version of the classic vintage Masters Universe characters, I suppose that it is a bit frustrating sometimes when you have some that are basic carded just like the originals and some of them that come in deluxe boxes when they shouldn't. Anyway guys, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know if you guys think that these figures are deserving of a deluxe treatment, or should they just remain as they were originally released in the 80s, like how most of us remember them to be. But this Cyclone figure, regardless, comes with a whole bunch of stuff. Aside from his traditional shield accessory, which was a vintage accessory as well, he also gets some all-new stuff packed in with him, including these two gigantic tornado effects, okay? Cyclonic effects, whatever you want to call them, wind effects, right? These look pretty silly to me, honestly. I would rather they take the cost of making these things and just pump it into an additional alternate head instead. Okay, how about that? But he also gets this other really interesting gigantic wing, circular wing type device, okay, that's attached to his back here that can also be removed. And this thing is interesting because it was originally only available with the Classics version of the character. Okay, so Classics introduced this entire accessory device here, okay, that looks like, gigantic wings that you could strap onto his back, probably to help him, in channeling all those energies, all those wind energies, or maybe just to help him fly. Not really sure. But this thing looks pretty great. Okay, it looks pretty breakable too, all right? Like, it's got those, sharp edges and stuff like that that could just snap. I'm not sure, right? But of all of the things that could probably be the easiest to break if you're not careful with it, this would be top of the list, right? But it looks fantastic actually with him either just holding it in his hands or having it strapped onto his back. It's a great addition to his overall look. And then he's also got the classic spinning feature, right? I'm not really sure if this thing operates the same way that the vintage one did. Okay, I'm guessing it should, but I don't really have a lot of shots here of the back of the figure though, where on the vintage original, you see that there's this dial here. And when you turn it, okay, it helps you to just spin the figure, right? Spin it around and round and round, right? That's right, okay, you want this smooth spinning action. This is what you want with the new figure as well. I hope you can do that, right? I hope you can achieve this effect. I hope it's not something where you're just required to turn him around manually with your hands, okay, because that's cheating, okay, that sucks, right? I don't want that. I want something like this device that they had here, this dial, that allows you to just have him spin, okay, really fast. Now, he also gets another classic vintage feature, which is the lenticular image on his chest here. This thing that shows something like a flight path of planets, all right? This thing looks great. On the vintage figure, you see how the lenticular image was pretty mesmerizing, right? Okay. Yeah, it worked great on the classic figure, and I'm assuming that it works the same way also on the new updated version. Either way, I'm sure that we're going to find out the answers to all these questions really soon. Either they'll do a full reveal, somebody's going to bring out the figures to play with on the Mattel Creations reveal event that's happening in 2 days' time. Okay, maybe during that event, they're going to bring out all this stuff to a full detailed close-up. Or we could just wait on the reviews, okay, because it seems that these days Mattel Creations is just shipping out this stuff like lightning fast. Right? These days, the website says that something is only shipping in May, but in fact, they're planning to ship it to you 2 days after. All right? So it's like, those people that ordered the Rock On and Snout Spot figures recently from Mattel Creations, a lot of customers in the US got it like 3 days after their orders were placed. It's like they placed the order and the thing was immediately shipped to them. Okay, how about that? So something like Cyclone here, I figure it's probably going to be the same deal. If he's releasing for pre-order this week, I guess by early next week, maybe we could see some reviews on YouTube. Either way, guys, Let me know what you think about this collector's edition release of the MOTU Origins Deluxe Cyclone figure. Hit me up in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this video out there. Join up as a channel member to enjoy some exclusive perks, all of that good stuff. And guys, I'll catch all of you again real soon with more content right here. Take care out there.